August 16th, Saint Roch. Saint Roch was the son of a governor of Montpellier. His pious parents, already advanced in age, obtained his birth by their persevering prayers, promising to give God the child he would grant them. When this miraculous infant was born, he was born with a red cross on his breast, sign of a very particular predestination. From the age of 5, he began to chastise his little body by privations. As he grew in age and in grace, he was noted for his gracious hospitality for the poor and travelers. When he was not yet 20 years old, he experienced the grief of losing both his father and his mother. He then sold all his property and made himself poor to follow Christ, as well as turning over the governorship of Montpellier to his uncle. He then entered the Third Order of St. Francis and dressed as a pilgrim. He traveled to Rome on foot while asking alms. As he was traveling, a pestilence was then devastating Italy. He devoted himself to caring for the sick. Passing alongside their beds, he would take their hand and with them make the sign of the cross, and all rose up cured. In Rome, miracles multiplied where he passed. He lived there for 3 years without making his origins or his name known, even to the Holy Father. Then, returning to his native region, he was suddenly seized by the plague and withdrew into a cabin on the borders of a forest. Here he thought he would die. But a dog brought him a small loaf of bread every day and alerted his master of where Saint Roch was staying. Cured by the graces of heaven, he then entered Montpellier like a stranger, and his uncle, the governor, not recognizing him, cast him into prison as a spy. After 5 years there he died, stretched out on the ground, after receiving the last sacraments. He was recognized by the red cross on his breast, and his funeral was a triumph. His veneration became very popular and has remained so for the entire church. Saint Roch is often depicted with the dog that saved him. A wound is often shown on his knee, depicting the illness he was saved from. He is shown in pilgrim's garb, including a staff and a broad-rimmed hat that contain the keys of St. Peter, showing his destination was to Rome. Saint Roch is the patron saint of dogs, invalids, the falsely accused, bachelors, and several other things.